Are you plain bored of woodworking? Get excited again with Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit. Fisheye's Sandpaper Kit comes with everything you see here. Just pick your paper, spread the glue, and shake on the sand. Voila! Beautiful handcrafted sandpaper. And if you act now, we'll include candy sprinkles absolutely free. What better way to say I love you than with a gift of sandpaper? Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit is just $19.99 wherever crappy gifts are sold.
Hi, Gary. Hi, Jim. I hear it's time for another episode of In Touch with Brant Aerials. I hear you got a great show tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Well, I gotta go. I got a thing to take care of.
And there he goes. You know, he wasn't looking at the thumbnail because he knows that Jim's not on tonight, that it's Don, you know. But anyway, thanks everybody for coming. I see Scott's here and Philip and Mike is here. And I saw Warren earlier. And who did I miss? And Don and Tom. Without further ado, here's Don.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, God, I'm tired. I've spent the entire... My wife got this alligator tail that she wants me to cook.
An alligator tail?
An alligator tail. I'm cooking it in the crock pot.
Okay. That's good. I like that. Yeah, yeah. You probably made Beauchart smile. He said he was going to watch.
I told him to get ready for the funny.
Yeah.
That's because we're in the same house. We have the same wall paneling because we're in the same house.
Now,
actually, I don't have paneling. Those are doors.
Okay. We've got a great guest on tonight, all the way from Neo, Nevada.
Yeah.
How you doing, Bob?
Right now, running solo. Bob's running a little late, but we know Bob. He's the Energizer Buddy. He's bouncing off of something right now. He'll be here any nanosecond. But doing well. Doing well.
Good, good. You're enjoying that Neo, I hear.
I'm loving that Neo. That Neo is so damn fun. Again, it's not my best camera drone, not my best FPV drone, but for $199, I'm amazed at the technology that this thing has.
Yeah,
I really am.
Yeah. Well, I was impressed by that video you put out where you were walking and talking, and the drone was following you, and you heard nothing of the drone.
Well, you know what? I just put out another video about an hour or so ago. I had some trouble that day because I was using a feature called Direction Track where it's supposed to stay in front of me. And anytime I made a movement, it wound up behind me. So, but that apparently has been fixed because they just released the firmware update. And now it works well. I mean, Follow Me does exactly what it's supposed to, but Direction Track actually does stay in front of you now. But that feature you're talking about is they built in audio AI. So when I have my phone, using my phone, I'm in the Fly app, but I'm not actually controlling the drone with the Fly app. I just have the Fly app open and I'm connected to the same Wi-Fi as the drone. There's an audio record button. And when you use that, whether I'm using a secondary mic like a DJI Mic 2 or just the phone to record itself, it records the audio while you're flying, and it actually cuts out the propeller noise.
So does it put your audio on the SD card that's in the drone?
Yes, it's an MAV file right adjacent to the M4P file, and you just bring those both into your application. I use Premiere Pro. They're synced up perfectly. Or if you're using DJI's apps to put out your video, it matches them and combines them. It's pretty effortless to do it. And it actually made this drone something it was purported to be, a selfie drone, if I use a term from the early 2000s, a vlogging drone.
A vlogging drone, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of vloggers, here's your partner.
Oh, there he is. I told you, nanoseconds. Right?
How are you doing, Bob?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry. We got a big photo shoot tomorrow, and I had to go meet with the client ahead of time. So I'm shooting video and a variety of things, and then my wife's shooting stills, and it's a family reunion of 230 people.
Holy
Wow.
smokes!
Yeah.
So you shoot that from the air, or from the ground, or both?
I'm gonna both.
Yeah.
Both. I'm going to shoot from the Pocket 3 for like the cannons during the, the party time, and but they're going to try and do a group shot. And so Audrey is going to go up on a ladder with a, Canon, whatever she's got there. And I'm going to put up probably an Air 2S and maybe a Mini 3 Pro.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. I did audio on my Osmo Pocket 2, and what I did was I had the drone up, and I smacked two sticks together a couple of times,
Yep.
and that synced
That's
up
the way
the
to do it.
audio, and I was able to go. Actually, I was shooting inside a silo, so you still
wow.
heard the. Yeah, you still heard the drone, but it was 50 feet up, so it
Yeah.
wasn't drowning out the voices, So it was.
Yeah, we were just talking about the feature on the Neo that cuts out the audio. I think I was watching Jevin Dovey because he was doing something about the audio also. And he, the audio that you wind up recording, I mean, it's good enough for the way we all ingest this video, basically. We're ingesting it on devices like this, and, except for Bob, who wants to put it on his 90-inch 4K flat screen, okay? We're a society that's ingesting this over a restaurant table someplace. And the audio is fine for that. What Jevin was doing also was, instead of recording it on the mic 2, he was just using the mic 2 and doing the backup recording on the mic 2. He was doing the regular recording using the Fly app, and then bringing them in together like in Premiere, and you can auto sync your audio, okay, to each track. And then what he would do, he would post-process the DJI mic audio using a plugin that would also eliminate the drone noise. And of course, get a lot deeper, a lot better EQ on that audio. So there's a couple of ways to use it. But, what you guys are doing is something I've been doing for years, right? You clap or you make a noise and you look for that spike, on your audio track, and you match the two up. So, but I'll tell you, with the DJI Neo, it's freaking effortless. It really is.
Now, when it brings in that file, and I'm just going to ask because I wasn't even aware of this feature, but you say it's bringing in a separate audio recording right alongside the MP4. Now, when you start, does it have the same time code? Basically, it starts and records that piece of audio at the same time as you hit record for your video, and so those video and audio files are the same length.
They match up, yes, and they match up.
I didn't know if it was recording a master audio and then clips, or if it was just actually recording.
No, it was as that records until the second you put your hand out, and once it starts to come down and land, that cuts the video. Okay.
Yeah, that would save a lot of time syncing up.
Oh yeah. I mean, it really is, because all you got to do is look at the file numbers, and 008 on the audio file and 008 on the video file belong together. Cool. So they really made it easy to use. Yeah. And I imagine in applications like CapCut and their stuff, it just throws it together. I haven't used those apps because I normally use Premiere Pro, but I would imagine in those apps it just throws it right together.
Yeah. Now, if one was to buy the Neo drone only,
right,
are you going to be able to fly it and do all that stuff, or?
You can fly it without a phone, because the Neo itself, I made 3D printed my own little case for the Neo. Okay, like I don't have enough time on my hands with dealing with Bob Dempsey. Okay, but right, right on the Neo itself. Okay, and I'm going to turn it on this battery. I don't think I have very much left on this battery. Oh, there we go. But you have a little control panel right here, and it has little icons on it. And when you click them,
circle, rocket, spotlight.
Okay.
and that direction track is actually part of the custom menu, so you can swap in. The others are fixed on here, but on that one, you can swap in Helix, and I think there's one other option also. And I keep it on direction track. So with that, you just place it in your hand facing you, and you press that button to get to the feature you want. And all you do once you get to that feature, you hold it down for a couple of seconds, and it will start to count down 3, 2, 1, and take off. And then, like on direction track, what happens is it flies out a little. And once it flies out, now you know it's ready to track you. And as you move, it just follows you around, or actually leads you around. I've knocked it into a few tree branches, okay, into one of the plants we have outside, and it like recovered immediately. It didn't even go down.
Yeah.
So you can fly it that way, Gary, or you can bring up the Fly app. And when you bring up the Fly app and it's on, it'll sync up and it will tell you, connect. And when you connect to the Neo, then it will come up and say, join this Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
And I've actually renamed my Wi-Fi network, so you can do that also. And then you can fly it through the app on here.
Okay.
But the other thing is, like we talked about already, was you could bring that up and still fly it that way as I showed you originally. But there's an audio recording button in the app. I hit that and it will just record the audio.
Okay.
Or
Now
you
you
can go
have.
into manual mode also and fly it with virtual joysticks
Yeah.
on the app. You can fly it with the RCN2, the RCN3, the motion controller 3, and you can fly it with the goggles V3.
Yeah. Now, okay. Here's my question though. You're recording through a DJI mic. Can you also record through the phone or through?
I did it both ways. The latest video I just put out was only using the phone.
Okay.
And the video that you watched, okay, where I said get real, because people's expectations. There's a lot of haters out there that are trying to make it out to be something it's not, right?
Yeah.
That one I used the mic 3.4 because it was kind of windy out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, I used the Dead Cat on top of the mic 3. Those that don't know, the Dead Cat is just a fluffy little attachment. It's not actually, I didn't actually kill a cat. But it was a little bit windy out there, so I used that. And both function. I mean, you could have a lav attached to this. You could have whatever you can attach to your phone can be used as well.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Because then I could use my earbuds or something as a mic.
You can use your earbuds. Actually, I haven't tried that. That's another one for me to try. That's a good one. What I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
Now,
Cool.
can Gary use his Atari joystick to control it?
Not yet. I would wait for some future firmware updates.
From the Pong game, yeah.
My little Pong thing. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment and say hi to Jim from Jim's Droning and who else? Philip Koshat has joined us. And
Hey, Phil.
I missed
Hey, Phil.
hello, Scott. Jackrabbit FPV's here. And yeah, so I don't know who. Hey, if I've missed anybody, I'm sorry, but
Warren is in the house. I think.
we mentioned Warren off the top
if
there.
his Wi-Fi didn't get lost by this point.
Yeah, we hope Warren's doing better. He's had some health setbacks, and
Wish him well.
hopefully he's able to make it to Florida again.
I wish everybody will.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't single anybody out.
No. Have you been flying the Neo at all, Bob?
Yep. Yeah. In fact, I queued up my my video that I had for it, but for some reason, StreamYard is not letting me share anything. I don't know where exactly this problem is, but
that's wild. Yeah.
But what I encountered was I was doing it kind of in the afternoon, a week or so ago, and the phone, I had no idea, but all of a sudden I got a message that said, we can't mute the drone audio anymore because the phone is overheating.
Oh, wow.
So, and I felt the phone, it didn't feel excessively hot or whatever. And it's an older phone. It's
You were holding the screen towards the sun. That's happened before to me. Even though it doesn't feel like the phone heated up, but
yeah.
just having that black screen facing the sun, it
Oh,
absorbed that energy. And yeah, that's the problem with iPhones,
Yep,
definitely.
they overheat
Yeah,
quick.
Yeah.
like I say, I tried everything I could there to
And tell them, Bob, it was 106, about 106 degrees when you
no. No, it wasn't that
It is
high.
Vegas.
No,
It's
it might
Vegas.
have been
Okay.
95, but it wasn't 106.
We just got into the 90s, Bob. We just got into the 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
here's a question for you. If
Sure.
you're flying the Neo in tracking mode or follow me or whatever,
Right.
and you're walking down the strip vlogging, you
No.
can't do
No.
it. Eh?
No,
No,
that's
it's still
controller.
it's still a drone.
Okay,
Yeah, it's still a drone.
if you attach it with a
String,
string
like you're walking your dog.
or a piece of thread, now it's tethered, right? That should be all right.
Well, Gary, when you come out here for the Vegas drone meetup, you can try that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could make
We'll start the GoFundMe bail out Gary fund right now. Okay.
somebody wants to go fund me to go to Vegas, I'm all over it.
Gary,
Hey, yeah. Let's listen.
I'm not going to
Why
fund you.
not?
You go fund yourself.
But you know what? Our Costco opens that day.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
come on, you
exciting.
can't miss that.
No,
Oh man, a
you
lot
don't
of
shoot
free
it.
food.
you know what? I can count thousands of views that I've had on that Costco
Yeah.
construction.
he's been documenting it. He has to document
Yeah.
opening day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I go once a week or maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
and shoot it, and the enthusiasm for that project is unbelievable. One video I had 1,700 views.
Wow.
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 Now that's the first Costco in your area.
Oh no, I've got one that's half an hour away over there, and I got another one that's 40 minutes away over there. But all of a sudden, our town is hit the big time. We got a Costco. You know?
You got a Costco.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
have been contacted by the Costco people, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
Now, did you ask permission? Did you contact them and ask permission, or did they just say, "Hey"?
No, I didn't
shooting
contact them at all. I contacted the contractor and said, I'm going to be shooting this.
Gotcha.
Right? And he said, don't shoot anybody working.
Ah.
I said, why? What's the
Yeah.
deal? And I've had the same thing. This is a good one. You like this? We've got a school that's being built. It's a school, a library, a community center, everything all together on a big plot of land. And I went and I talked to the guy. I walked through the gate and I walked up to his trailer and I said, hi, my name's Gary. I gave him my card and I said, I'm going to be shooting this just for public interest. I said, there's no profit in it for me. And he says, you got to wear a hard hat. I said, well, I won't be crossing it past the gate. I'll just be shooting it from the street. And you have to wear a vest. I said, yeah, well, if I was crossing the thing, I would wear a vest. And, and you got to make sure you're wearing a hard hat. And I said, like that guy down there who's working in a baseball cap. I said, don't worry about it. And don't shoot my workers. I said, oh, okay. No worries.
Yeah, I don't know what the laws are in Canada, but anything in public view is fair game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, I shoot when I shoot,
Yeah.
And other people can stand at the gate with a cell phone and capture the same kind of images that I'm getting.
See, that's the funny thing, Gary, right? I mean, like we've introduced this foreign animal to the world, And the analogy I'll use
be right
is
back.
in 1907, on the beaches of Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York, you were prohibited from bringing a brownie camera onto the beach because you would potentially steal the vanity of others. Now you can't walk, and that beach gets crowded. Today you can't walk a foot without somebody holding up a phone.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
filming.
yeah,
So I think it's just a matter of time before this technology becomes ubiquitous, that people don't even think that we're looking in their windows.
No.
People need to realize, unless I have a damn polarizing filter, I can't see in your window.
No, I've tried. I've been at the house here, and I tried to look in the living room window, and you can't see.
You
can't
guys
see
don't have
it.
polarizing filters on your drones? Come on.
Oh no, never. I would never do that. My name already is Tom. I don't need the prefix attached to it. Okay. Yes.
No, you don't need to be stealing. I love the turn of phrase, the stealing the vanity of others.
Don't you love that one? Yeah, that is.
I love it. It's poetic.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah, stealing the vanity. There you go. Yeah.
Listen,
I see Ronnie's joined us.
I was not looking at the neighbor. I was stealing her vanity.
Exactly. And it's available for sale up on my YouTube channel.
Actually, I was perusing her vanity. I wouldn't be stealing it unless I was taking pictures.
Exactly.
So tell us more about your coming drone event, your meetup.
Well, it's going to be exciting, that's for sure. We currently we're looking at about 60, 70 people so far.
Yeah.
We're excited to say that quite a few of the drone influencers are going to be here. I know I've gotten to have multiple conversations with Aldrin Estacio. If you're familiar with him, Flight Path. He does quite a few drone reviews and everything he lives in San Diego, and he's coming. And then, of course, over the course of about the last couple months here, I've met John McBride. I don't know if you're familiar with John. He was with Altel for decades, and he's kind of doing his own kind of business now called the Droning Company. And they have 3 or 4 guys that are coming down for that. And they're located in Provo, Utah right now. And then, of course, Tom,
we've got a couple of East Coasters.
We have a variety of East Coasters, including Billy Kyle, Ken Dono, Lon Denard. They're all gonna be here, and everybody can browse around and meet them. We have we just got confirmation today about Metro Police Department. They will definitely be. They're definitely going to be at the park, and the drone crew from the police department will be there to do some sort of demonstration. And then Red Rock Search and Rescue, right, Tom? Is that?
And in fact, one of our committee members, Vaughn Heyer. Vaughn is a retired Air Force officer, and he has his own drone business in the Vegas Valley, and he's also the captain of the Red Rock Search and Rescue drone team. So they'll be putting on a demo in the lake at Cornerstone Park. So they'll be there. Look, we got a great lineup because we got some amazing sponsors. I mean, DJI is our premier sponsor, and they've donated over $5,000 worth of merchandise for us to give away.
Wow.
Okay. We have Pilot Institute. We got Greg and his whole team are coming up from Prescott, Arizona. Greg's team is giving away a bunch of coursework. We have Blue Sky Drones. We have Bisley, which is a company that Vaughn High is involved with. We got Draymond Crawford, Recovery One Drones is a sponsor.
Yep.
Okay. So who am I? Oh, you know who I'm missing? The city of Henderson, Nevada is one
Yeah.
of our sponsors.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, they have park and recreation. What was nice was Bob and I met with them, and then they called us back. They said there's a bunch of paperwork to fill out, there's fees, there's insurance requirements, all this, right? And then they called us back a couple of weeks later. We sat down with them, and they said, "Oh, we got all the paperwork," and spread all the paperwork out. And they said, "Well, we're going to have to liaise with the police and fire in Henderson, and get the special events crew involved. And by the way, would you guys consider us as a sponsor?" And me and Bob look at each other, and a split second later, we're like, "Oh, of course we would." And they said, "Well, you know what? We're going to cover all those fees and help you with the liaising with the other entities, and help you with the paperwork." So, I planned on retiring. That was my whole gig coming out here to Vegas, and that little guy next to me sucked me right into this. Okay, so that's all I got to say.
And this is year 1 for you guys, right?
Yes.
This is the first
We have
one.
never
You
done
guys,
this
have, you guys
before.
have a lot of stuff lined up for year 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know
Yes.
what? We wanted, look, we figured this area has been a void. A lot of meetups happen on the East Coast, okay? But this is a void out here. And, once Spin Up stopped, once Kelly decided, hey, I can't pull it off anymore. I don't want to pull it off anymore. It became a desert, right? So to speak. So we figured, hey, why not? And who really prodded us along? And I mean, with the sharp stick was Ray Kelly. Okay. Ray was like, hey guys, come on, look at what we've done in South Florida. Why don't you do something out there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that I have to give Ray and Johnny a lot of credit, and the crew down in South Florida.
Can you share a screen, Tom?
I can't. I have the same problem. I
Really?
just texted. I just wound up texting the folks at StreamYard and telling them that when I go down to the present button, I can click on that and it will come up share screen. But the second I move the mouse, it disappears. So if you guys could potentially share VegasDroneMeetup.com, that screen, that would, I think, Bob, that's where you were going, right?
Yep. There's maybe a couple hours left before I change the price. I was supposed to change the price 2 days ago, and I haven't done it yet. But or a day ago, but I haven't changed the price yet for the individual registration.
So while you guys are trying to bring that up, let me mention something, Bob. We had some naysayers when we were trying to put this together. And they started making comments about us charging $100 to attend and this and that. And look, first off, you got to travel to Vegas. There's cost involved in that. And of course, our hotels come at a different price than the Hampton Inn in the Jensen Beach area. We understand that as well. But what we wanted to do was we're charging up till once Bob changes the price, we're charging $49.95, and the price is supposed to switch to $69.95 as of 2 days ago. But one of the things is the reason why we're charging. First off, we're giving away a swag bag with more than that value in it. Okay. But we also think about the logistics, right, Don? I mean, just putting something like this together and trying to make it successful and getting people's commitments that they're actually coming so that we have enough product for everybody. We have the people lined up to deal with this. Just saying, hey, by the seat of your pants, hopefully you'll show up.
Yeah.
We don't think we could, in a destination town like Vegas, that we could offer them what we really feel we need to offer them for a meetup in the Vegas Valley like this.
So we're covering 2 meals. We're covering drinks at the bar on Friday night, 1 drink at least. And then we're covering breakfast in the morning. There'll be a breakfast buffet at the hotel on Saturday morning. And then at lunchtime, DSPA Vic Moss's group.
Vic Moore. Yeah, we didn't even
They're
mention Rick and
sponsoring
Kenji's
lunch.
group. Yeah.
And we've got 4 phone calls, and we're communicating with. We're going to have 2 food trucks out there. One of which I'm pretty solid on this barbecue food truck, mainly because my wife's already eaten their food and really liked it, and so they're discounting their regular price to us. So they're normally charging like $18 for a big plate of food, and they're dropping that down to $15. And Vic Moss is giving you $10. Okay, so
$10 food voucher.
yeah.
Oh,
From the drone service providers alliance,
right. So
who is one of our sponsors as well. Yeah.
Anyway, and then on top of that, we've got just quite a variety of stuff. A beautiful T-shirt that I wish I could show you. I was just trying to bring up the image of the T-shirt that we're printing out. The T-shirt blanks, the initial T-shirt blanks have arrived at my home yesterday, and we're I'm going.
It's a good looking shirt.
Quality.
yeah, I saw the pictures of it somewhere.
Yeah. We've been showing it around, but I don't know where it is. One drink, pass out the straws, is what Dre is saying. Dre is in the chat here. Dre is sponsoring the first drink.
Dre is one of our sponsors.
Party, there. So.
Now,
yep.
Now, Bob, the venue is the Green Valley Ranch Resort, Casino, and Spa, and it is an amazing. It's our local place, and a couple of things I have to tell people. Yeah, we're not on the Strip on this one. We're about 20 minutes away in this beautiful resort casino, which rivals anything that's on the Strip. The big difference is the slots are a lot looser, okay, because it's a fave of locals. And when you go to the Strip to gamble, they expect you to come once a year, maybe once every other year, and they're going to reach deep into your pockets, okay, and hope you've forgotten by the next time it's time to come on and back it. But our local casinos, which Green Valley is part of the Station Casino Network out here, that's where I go to see my movies. We go to dinner there a lot. And yes, we do go to gamble there a lot, and they want us back all the time. I mean, I just got a crock pot, and I just got a Vegas Golden Knights jersey from them last week. So what a beautiful spot, though. And it sits in the middle of this shopping area called the District, which is the night where Friday night we'll be at the Parkway Tavern, which is maybe 150 yards from the front entrance to the resort hotel that we're staying at. So it's right there.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's we're anticipating a really great time for the everybody that can make it out here. I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. And I don't know if you can put my phone number up on the screen, Gary, but
put it in the chat.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat. If anybody, I ran in here at the last minute and jumped on here, so I don't even have it open.
Hold on, wait a second. Is it right up at the top there? The 702?
It's right up at the top. Yep.
Okay, 497-4971.
Right up in here.
Right there, right at the top there, 702-497-4971. If anybody's got any question or anything they want to talk to me about, or got any questions about, and listen, I at this stage, if you want to try and find a cheaper hotel in town, I'm all for it. We have no problem. If you find a campground that you can go to, or I know a member of Old Farts was telling me he could get a room for the whole weekend for like $120 for the whole weekend at a timeshare place where, of course, he had to sit through a multiple timeshare sales pitch sessions. And if you want to do that, you can do that.
Just
And
remember
save
those
money.
45-minute timeshare lectures are actually 4.5 to 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
Okay,
So,
just be careful.
So they, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can, at this stage, if you want to just show up, show up. But I mean, I'd really like to, we want to be able to order enough breakfast for everybody. The hotel
Yeah.
wants to know how many people are eating.
Now, those aren't going to be like a Pop-Tart and you have to buddy up to share.
It might be.
package,
You might be split
Well, for the latecomers,
Yeah.
Don, it might be.
Okay.
I'll bring a box of cinnamon brown sugar ones, okay, just in case. Okay, just in case.
That might get
Yes.
me there.
Bob, I did say my RV is available to rent. It's only $1,500 a night.
Well,
Okay.
I've already
And then
got
you
the
still have to pay
high
for a campground someplace. So
You can't park it in your
you can
driveway?
call Bob's phone to make that request. Okay.
The height of bed in my family room is already taken. I'm sorry, it's already been booked.
Well, we're staying at the hotel also, and it's to us. It's only it's a staycation for us. It's
Well, there's
10 minutes from the house.
Yeah, there's something about that, about being there with everybody. This
Yeah.
is what the meetup is all about. It's all
Oh,
about
yeah.
community, right?
We're going to be
Yeah.
sitting in the
Yeah.
lobby till 10, 11,
The wee
12
hours.
at night.
The stories that you hear, there are some drone stories that you hear from the spin-ups and the Florida
South Florida.
drone meetup. You hear a lot of drone stories, but you hear more people stories. You hear more stories about
Yeah.
So
Well, in
You know.
Florida, on the Saturday, I think I flew my drone for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
I doubt
socialize the
I'll
rest
even
of
put
the
up my
time.
drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Except my Neo. My Neo will be following me around. Okay, so
yeah.
don't
Well,
get in the way of my Neo.
Yeah. And the
Now-
Sunday we went to Dolman Beach, I think I flew it maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's really about going face to face with people. We spend
It
time
is.
on streams or we see each other in chats or on Facebook, but seeing people, face to face, it really brings this community home. Now on Sunday, what we have set up for Sunday is we don't have a structure for Sunday because one of the things we wanted to be sure of is that we didn't inundate the schedule. Because look, you're coming to Vegas. Well, what a great excuse to come to Vegas, right? So people want to experience some of Vegas too. They may want to go to the Sphere. They may want to ride in the high roller Ferris wheel. They might want to do whatever. They ride, go drive a Lamborghini Gallardo on a race course, or drive a bulldozer and play bulldozer soccer. It's all out here. Okay, it's the adult Disney World basically, but we didn't want to inundate the schedule. So basically, our Saturday ends around sunset, which will be fairly early, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then on Sunday we have these curated adventures to go on. Your self-guided little tour kind of thing. I'll be going down to Lake Dolores, which is a 2-hour drive from here in the Mojave Desert, which is an abandoned water park.
Yeah.
To fly FPV drones in the lazy river, the emptied lazy river. And then 4 miles down the road is the Liberty Sculpture Park, which is these huge outdoor sculptures we can fly around.
Right.
So these little curated adventures we're going to have on there, where it is, what to see, how to get there, where you can eat in the local area, where you can find a comfort station in the local area. And then Bob and I, and our volunteers, which are basically our spouses, will be helping to put people together so they can carpool to these various locations and get around. So
speaking of
should be a lot of
comfort stations, I'll be right back.
Okay. No problem. No problem. Hey, before we get too much further, I've gotten a few gifts from DJI, And I hope that these are samples of what we're going to be able to put into that goodie bag. Some of them are pretty amazing here. One of which is a really high-end, very nice thermal water bottle here, kind of a little plug thing there, and all that kind of.
And out in the desert, you'll need that.
Yeah, out in the desert, you may need more water
Hydrate.
than this, okay?
Yeah.
And let's see. Now, when I first got this, I had no idea what it was. This is a little bag.
The
that
new
says-
design of purse
little
from
purse.
DJI.
And it was like there's a strap in here kind of thing. And I really didn't have any idea what this was, but now I do know what it is. Okay. Here's another one in a little more advanced color.
Ooh.
It's as you can see, it perfectly fits my Neo. Is
And has space for the batteries, right?
space for the batteries. There's a compartment in here with a zipper, and there's a little pocket on the back here, and I don't know if I can get that where everybody can see it. Designed by
squeeze that, right?
DJI in Shenzhen, and then only
You gotta read it to
God
me.
forgives. Only God forgives. I don't know what that means here, but this is I'm hoping we have many of these to.
I believe, Bob, I now know what that reference is to.
Yeah.
That's a reference directly targeted to Congresswoman Stefanik and the management team at Skydio. I believe
see.
that's what that was targeted for. Okay?
It means that DJI is not forgiving anybody here.
Only God can forgive, remember? Only
Yes.
God can forgive. Okay?
Please,
Yeah.
no
And,
politics
you know what, I
related to
just-
racism is scrolling across
Yeah.
the
And
screen.
only you can prevent forest fires.
That's
so,
right. There you
so I just got a text from Wayne Baker. If those of you that don't
Yeah.
know, that's Chief Wayne Baker, formerly a fire chief out of Texas. I got to meet Wayne for the first time face to face at the Commercial UAV Expo, and of course, from our backgrounds, we hit it off right away. But Wayne works now for DJI, and Wayne's going to be at our gathering at Las Vegas, along with Regina, who is the director of PR for DJI. She'll be there, and she's bringing a rather large team with her
Yes.
to help out. And no doubt there'll be some of those new little selfie drones buzzing around all over the place.
Oh yes. And I got this. I believe it's a passport cover.
That's so when you win the trip to go to China to visit the DJI headquarters,
The
you can slip it right into
logo
there.
on it.
go. Oh boy.
I have no idea what it is. Okay.
Are we sure you'll get through customs with DJI embossed on that passport holder? So we got to check that. Okay.
You'll
We
get
gotta
out, you
check-
might not get back in.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yes. So
You're gonna-
anyway,
You're
there's
gonna
a
have
lot
to.
of
You're gonna have
fun
to
stuff.
put DJI in touch with Ray Kelly then too. Eh?
Oh yeah.
Got to
Yes,
Oh,
I-
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
already
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
that
Absolutely.
Conversation. I
Yeah.
certainly have. And just I got just a few more minutes I can stay on here, but I want to tell everybody why I got this connection with DJI. I started by communicating with my Congress people here, the U.S. Congress people that are in Nevada, and our 2 U.S. senators. My wife is involved in the political world here, and and she happens to have all of our legislators in her cell phone. I mean, she knows them that well. She has all of their cell phone numbers. So, when this thing came up that DJI needed to communicate with members of Congress, I was able to get, multiple interviews with members of Congress for DJI. And then the political people of DJI, their lobbyists, then after they heard my story about starting this group for senior citizens, they wanted me to talk to the PR department. And we scheduled a 30-minute call with the PR department. And after 30 minutes, she said, "Can I call you back?" And I said, "Of course." And we wound up talking for 2 hours and created this relationship. And now, we've been talking to them a couple times
They've
today
come
already,
through
so
for us. Yeah.
it's
Hey,
been a wonderful relationship.
Cool.
If I could just be serious for a minute regarding, what's been going on in the United States with our legislative branch and this anti-CCP drone bill and this drone for first responder bill. But coming from the first responder community, I think there's no better tool out there today than the N30T for first responders. I mean, to me, it's going to become as ubiquitous as the Jaws of Life, the Hearst tool, and probably be used a lot more than that tool for extrication purposes because of what it can do. Search and rescue, force protection, hazardous material incidents. So it really hurts me to see this xenophobic approach to just specifically DJI. And because, they're an easy target, especially if you're a U.S. company and don't want to really compete, then you try to stack the deck. And unfortunately, I believe that's what's happened here. But I think what really needs to happen is there needs to be a cybersecurity standard that is imposed on every drone manufacturer. Now, we were using the Matrice 200 series drones in the New York City Fire Department and using Mavic Enterprise drones, and we basically air-gapped those. They weren't communicating back to any server except our own, and we used tools like Drone Deploy. So there wasn't any sensitive data getting out, and in a department like the New York City Fire Department, we're very extensive when it comes to standard operating procedures. We call them the books. Okay. There are procedures for every step of every operation. And what you need to do, and I ran a technology bureau. I was a bureau chief and I ran a technology bureau. And, I had a cybersecurity team. Now, I dealt with the Department of Homeland Security, what's called New Steel, which is the National Testing Lab for Homeland Security. I dealt with NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology. They both did reports and said they couldn't find problems. Now, the thing is that if you impose a cybersecurity standard for all drone manufacturers, then we even out the playing field. And believe me, I want competition in the playing field. DJI has over 70% of the market share. Why? Because they spend the money to innovate. They keep on bringing out product that's better than the last product. They look at how deep they reach into our damn pockets. That's how good they are. Okay. Now, U.S. manufacturers, will they be able to catch up? Eventually. What the U.S. government should do, instead of stacking the deck with them, is give them grant money to research and develop and bring out products that compete on an even basis, instead of saying we're just going to cut their legs out, because you're going to leave 6, 7, 8,000 departments across the country without a product to fly, and forget about what they can potentially do to small businesses and the drone industry that has nothing but hundreds of different verticals in it right now, right? So those are things. Bob got me to testify to, the Nevada Senate subcommittee on using these drones, and it really makes a difference that we all as a community speak up. We're still a small community,
Yeah.
but if we speak up and we speak up with great regularity, not just send them an email, call their offices, because you're going to find out of 8 out of 10 times you call the office, you're actually educating somebody because
Yeah.
they don't have a clue. They don't
Yeah.
have a clue. So I'm sorry. I'm going to step back off the soapbox and give Bob a last say there.
Let me close out here, guys. I really appreciate this, Gary. We have had just a really great time together. I wish you were coming. I really do. It's going to be another great time for the drone community. Thank you for hosting us today. I really, really appreciate this. I think my picture is still on your wall back there from quite a while ago, but I just really, I know you don't usually have people back on, but I really appreciate this. Mudball, I really want you to come, Don. It would be great,
I'd love
if
to, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
you could figure out a way to, we still got 3 weeks before, 3.5 weeks before the event, so life can change in 3 weeks, that's for sure.
Well, if I win the lottery,
yeah, I was gonna say I'll go out and start
55
doing some
weeks until the
scratch-offs.
next one.
Yeah.
55 weeks until the next one, Don.
So
Okay.
there you go.
thank you, guys. I do have to bow out here.
Thanks so
We'll
much.
talk
Take care, Bob.
Thanks so much.
Bye now.
Bye.
Take care, Bob.
It's
That's
being-
Mr. Energy, by the way.
I know it's being part of the community, though. I really wanted to have you guys on to promote, to do my part to bring the community together a little bit,
Appreciate that.
and be in touch. Everybody goes, yeah, in touch, everybody who's touching who, but,
Yeah.
but, just to be in touch with the community and make sure that they're aware of what's going on. Now, you guys are going on Ray's show next, aren't you? Are you on?
I don't know. No, he's going to go on with his wife.
Oh, okay.
On Ray's show. Yeah.
Bob's on Ray's
Yeah.
show. So everybody's talking.
Audrey and Bob. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good. And we really appreciate it, because this is, like Don, you said earlier, it's no simple matter to try to throw something like this together. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to tell you a funny one. Right after we get done, and Henderson, the city of Henderson, said, hey, we'd love you to be sponsors, this and that. Well, shortly thereafter, they were like, hey, we'd like you guys to help us with our after school programs and our summer camp programs. And then we got a letter with specific dates on it. And I went, hey, Bob, remember the guy who was trying to retire? Okay. Trying to retire. Okay.
Yeah.
But look, wherever, that's the thing about the community too. I've been involved in so many things over my life, and I got to tell you, the drone community is one of the most closely knit groups I've encountered. And I come from fire service. That's a brother and sisterhood. But the drone community is really, on par there. It really is. It's good to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to make sure that Ronnie knows that I know he's here, and Jim from Jim's Droning, and Chris Hope has joined us. I'd really like to meet Chris in Florida at some point. And Lawrence has joined us. I was just with Lawrence and Herman in New York City there a couple of weeks ago.
You went to the Calvert Fox Walk get together, right? That was a good time, huh?
Yeah, 9-hour drive, but it was.
Hey, look, I was worried that you weren't going to get back across the border. I saw you wound up in Jersey somewhere. I wasn't sure you were going to make it back. Okay,
We stayed in Jersey. So we were going across that. What's the bridge from Jersey to
George Washington?
No,
Outer Bridge or Goethals? Otherwise, you went through a tunnel.
No, somebody Straits. What's the straight? Veradano Straits?
Verrazano?
Yeah.
Well, that's not called the Mario Cuomo. I still call it the Verrazano. So you were up in the northern section of Jersey then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they still call it the Verrazano on all the signs.
Well, yeah, but it's now the Mario Cuomo Bridge. If you pay enough, or you get enough donations, they'll call anything after your name. Okay, so yeah.
Very good.
But so you got to fly the yellow submarine.
Yeah, I flew the Yellow Submarine. We
There
went
you
to
go.
Coney Island. We went to Nathan's Famous, and
There you go. Look at
and
that.
did Coney Island, and during the day, and then again at night. And
Nice.
we took the Staten Island ferry so we could see the Statue of Liberty.
How much did that cost you?
Nothing. The Staten
Right.
Island ferry is free. I tell you, it was great.
Well, there's another water taxi, water ferry service in New York City that people don't know about, and they should. It's basically it costs the same as a subway fare, which I don't know. That could be upwards of $3 today.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's like, I don't know, it's 20 different stops, and you don't have to get off. You can just go along the whole East River and the Hudson, and then wind up down along the Brooklyn shorefront.
Yeah.
That I tell people is a way to go see all of the city.
Yeah.
I mean, it's larger than life. It actually is.
Yeah, we had a blast. We'd never been there before.
Good.
So
Good.
anyway, with that, we're gonna have to wrap this up. We're coming up to Ray Kelly's show almost, and Tammy Jean's on for the first time in a long while after that.
Yes.
So
Good. Looking forward to
hibernation.
that.
yeah, so we got a busy night ahead of us here. But
Absolutely.
thanks for coming on, Tom. Thanks, Don. Thank you for everybody in the chat and for all those likes. I haven't checked to see if anybody liked it yet.
I just did.
Oh,
There
how
we go.
come that? Oh, now I was getting feedback there. Yeah, look at that's good. We got 10 likes, so we're
10
good.
likes, okay.
We're all good. So anyway, thanks everybody. It's been a pleasure, it was a pleasure meeting everybody in Florida. Ronnie, Jim, I've met up here in Canada. Don will probably be down next year. Chris Hope would be nice to visit him. Johnny Drone Flyers in the chat. Met Johnny a few times down at in Florida as well. So with that, I'd like to say goodbye and good night, and stay tuned for Ray, and stay tuned for Tammy Jean coming on after that, and we'll wrap it up there. Let me.
The only reason I'm sticking around is seeing if you can hit the right button.
Okay, well, let's just
Take care, Don. Good seeing you, brother.
Bye, Tom.
Thanks, Gary.
Outro is the new one. Hey, I've even got you in the outro.
Oh boy, there we go.
There you go.
No music. There he goes.
I'm done doing that thing I was doing, and yeah, it took about an hour. But thanks for tuning in to In Touch with Brant Aerials. We'll see you in 2 more weeks.